All right, I'm on. I don't know. There we go. I think I'm live now. How y'all doing? Been busy today, man. Today's the first day it didn't rain here this week. How about y'all? Is it raining out there where you guys are at? I think it flooded over the mountains of Virginia. Got I seen on the news the other day there was a 12-year-old got drowned in it. It's over near the mountains, Winchester, I believe it is. So, but it don't surprise me because over yonder they got hit from that hurricane. Uh, and you take away all them trees, like down there in North Carolina, man. If they get any rain down there, man, it just runs off the side of them hills, man. Mudslides and everything else. That's what makes it so hard to recover from something like that over there in them hills like that. Acts just like a big old funnel. Angela Leanne, yay, I made it. We'll wait for you, Angela. Well, you all over the place. I saw you on buzzes. Was it yesterday? Didn't you have he had a pop up sometime about 2 o'clock? I didn't know. I just happened to be coming in from inside and sit down for a few minutes and spotted it. Tucson, Arizona. How's the weather, Angela? Is it hot out there? It's too dry to plant garden. Northern Michigan needs rain. No kidding. Huh. It's been wet here, man. I ain't lying. Today I went ahead and put them stakes up in my garden and tied my plants up. Some of them had started wanting to lay down and crawl, so I had to get to them before they get all saggy and stuff. Beautiful here in Hendersonville. Okay, lots of rain last week. Going to be sunny for a week or so now. I don't know I hadn't looked to see what they're calling for next week here. We got a chance of thunderstorms right now. We're under a thunderstorm warning or watch or something till midnight. But we got another past 3 days to last us for a month. My goodness. 85, Angela. It got up to, I don't think it got to 80 today, but the humidity was so bad. That sun come out and drying up all that rain. Man, it was miserable. But we don't get very hot here anyways. I mean, we might hit 100, a handful of times during the year. But the feel like temperature is always miserable. For me, anyways. But it's just thick and still a lot of times in the summertime. Just hot. You sweat and when you go outside. But I don't mind. I'd rather have that than 25 degrees and a foot of snow any day. I just ain't much for that, man. It's 4% humidity, and the dew point is 1. Wow. The dew point is 1. Man. Yeah, but I had a buddy of mine went out to Las Vegas here a while back. Well, it's been probably 20 years ago. He used to live down the street from me, but now they moved into Chester there, in Chester proper. And he said it was hot down in Las Vegas. When you go outside during the daytime, he said, man, it's just unbearable. So I don't know. I ain't never been. I've been to Pennsylvania in the summertime. My aunt's grandkids were outside, said it was too hot for them. Man, it felt good to me. Retired 25 months now. Oh, okay, Blaine, I hear you. Thought about going back for him. He's just too good. You're right about that. I really ain't never thought about it myself. I do keep an eye open. It's just what I've always done. If I find something that sounds interesting, I might step back. But it'll be on my terms, I've gotten too used to just doing what I want when I want to now. It's going to be hard for me to go back if I have to. It just is. That's the thing about stepping out, and making sure you have enough. I'd rather work an extra year at 65 than have to go back at 75 if I could find something and if my health held out. It's a 50-50 call. Did you do anything fun today? No. I staked my plants and I got a little project I'm messing with. I did that. Me and the baby run out this morning, run to the junk store. And run to the junk store, and we had to go. I think we stopped in I don't know, we stopped somewhere else. Oh, we went over to Ross. It's like a department store, discount department store. I got me one of them fold up chairs because I used to take one fishing, but the ones I got are dry rotted now. I threw two away last year because they were just wore out, and but two this year. When I was cleaning out my shed the other day, I threw two out this year, and so I didn't have any. So I needed one. I can't sit on a bucket anymore like I used to. Just joining room, Brian Harrington, just down the road near the Chesterfield town. Oh, okay. A few more years for me and plugging along. That's right. You got to keep plugging. It's a long drudge for most of us, man. Most of them just can't, we just can't step out early. It just, and I think that's lost on today's young people. I mean, you got to suck it up and put up with it for as long as you can, anyways. I don't know, man. Some of them are doing great, but other ones, you hear them on TV. The ones that cry the loudest is the ones that get the worm in it and what the bird does. So maybe that's what I see. But I mean, it ain't easy. You don't start out making money, big money. That's for darn sure. Got to work your way up. I don't know. Find anything at the junk store. Yeah, sure did. I bought some cork boards, probably about that square. Little project I thought they might work on it. I don't know, but it's only like $2 or something like that. They got 4 of them, so it's just something I come across about a week ago, and I said I'm going to reuse what I tore apart. So drag up more junk over the house. Just take the baby off. Janitor on fire. How you doing, boss? I saw one of them posts you put out the other day, and I can't remember what it said. Dadgummit. But you put out some good ones. Makes you think, gives you inspiration and motivation and stuff, man. So I read them. And I don't remember the last video I seen. But you keep at it, man. You're making out pretty good, man. You really are, in my opinion, but it's not worth anything, but that's me. Northwest Wisconsin. Okay. I've never been over there. Only place I've been in Wisconsin was Green Bay. Went there one time for a weekend. I spent Mother's Day snaking drains and getting drenched in my crawl space. That stink just don't go away. No. I didn't have to do that here, but my sister-in-law has a house down in South Carolina, and they hadn't long moved in there. And we were down there one weekend, and I went down there with her. Me and the baby went down. It's decades ago. And they had trouble with theirs, and me and her husband was snaking that out. What they did is they put the drain pipe too far into her septic tank, and it didn't leave no room for the stuff to come out on it. It gets jammed up against that concrete wall, so we just had to cut that pipe. But evidently, when they had cut it long enough, but when they was putting the toilet in, I guess it shoved it just enough to block it. And that was a mess. Got a brother-in-law lives down the street here. That's what he does for a living. He's a sewage technician, I guess. I don't know. Well, he's a dispatcher now, but he used to do that. He's done a lot of that stuff. He knows a lot about that junk. How long did it take you to get into your new routine? I retired January and still don't feel like it fits yet. Not that I'm missing work. It was sometime in May I started feeling comfortable with what I was doing. But now I started early. I started before I retired. And I had January, the month of January, I only worked like 4 or 5 days. So I was able to kind of get a pre-retirement in and feel like it, you know. But I'm constantly tinkering with it. And just because tomorrow's a scheduled off day, that don't mean I don't work. I have to schedule off days because I don't want to get overwhelmed with working. And I have to schedule work days so something gets done. Because if I ain't scheduled, Doc, I ain't gonna do it. I tried that the first year without a schedule, and it screwed me up. So I have to schedule something. How many projects I got going on? Very well, it's evening. Right now I don't have. Let's see, I got 1, 2. Yeah, 2 for sure. And I got some other stuff I want to do. I've been backed up this year. Starting in March. I'm backed up to March already. I'm running 2 months behind. So, yeah. So, as far as stuff I wanted to get done, I'll never get caught up. I can live to be 100 and never get caught up. Radio dude, how you doing? Are you going to start taking it 62? No. The plan is 68. Actually, the plan right now is 68. But if I need it at 62, I'll take it at 62. I'm kind of free with it. Before I retired, I figured I'd take it at 65. Once I retired, I said, hey, man, I might as well wait to 67. But then I got to thinking, the baby turns 67 at the end of the year, and I turned 67 at the beginning. So if I just wait a couple of months, we both take it to start the year off. I'll be 68 and she'll be 67. So that's why I moved it to 68. Indianapolis. Had some cousins lived up there for a little while. They went to high school somewhere up there, and they used to go to the 500. I guess it was a practice round or something for their senior skip day. And she got her car stole up there. Build the raised beds in your garden? Yes. For our garden. Yes, I did. And where my yard sits is where that shed is at, is where is the best spot for a garden for us. If you put it on that side of the yard, it's a little shady, and it slopes a little bit, and so that's a low place. And it's basically flat down here, so that's the best place for me to put a garden in the ground. So when I put a shed in there, I had to do something else, and so I put raised beds up. I started out with just 2. And then, I think I started out with 1, put a couple of tomatoes in it, then I added 1. It's like Tinker Toys. You can add right on behind each other because it's the same thing. You're just going to nail them together. So, doing any fishing? Very little. I really haven't. Every time I get a chance or think about it, it turns up and it wants to rain or I got something going on. It's been busy down here the past few months. So but right now things are starting to ease off. So I was going to go today, but there's a little lake over in Kelowna Heights I like to go to. I used to take the kids over there when they were little playground over there for them. It's there's no boats over there. It's where the city of Kelowna Heights gets some of the water from. So it has to be non-powered, electric, or I think it's less than 5 horsepower or something like that. And catch a lot of carp and turtle over there. I'd like to catch me a turtle this year and try to cook it. I ain't never eat turtle before. But a lot of times I'll make a dough bait over here at the house and I'll take it down there and catch the snot out of carp down there. Used to. I hadn't been in a couple of years, but I'd sure like to catch a turtle this year and try to cook him up and see how to do. I seen a guy clean one time. It's going to be a little rough for me to clean one. I never cleaned one. So plumbers are worth every penny they make. Yes, they are. Brian Alexander, how you doing? 85 working days. I'm so ready. Yep. It's an exciting time, man. The last 90 days for me was pretty much just waiting. You know, we had to have our paperwork in by 90 days beforehand, I believe. And so I'd done all the preparing I could do. It was just a matter of waiting. March will be here next year, and then you'll be caught up again. Yeah, what, broke clocks right twice a day, something like that. Well, that's me, a broke clock. Tornado warning last night. I don't think we've had, well, we might have been in it, but I don't think we had yesterday. I seen where it come through Virginia, not the tornado, but the warning, the way it was moving across the map, though. It got like right winded the other day, too. But thankfully, we just got a lot of rain. Got a ton of it. Remind me of how my dad would go sit in the driveway with all the neighbors. Well, I ain't never seen a funnel. We've had two here. We've only had two right here in this area I'm at. One of them wiped out the mall down at, I think it was the Walmart down yonder, back years ago. That was the last one we had. It come through, wiped out Pocahontas Island too, down in there in Petersburg. That's Pocahontas' great grandson or whatever. He built tobacco sheds down there, barns and stuff back in, I guess it was like 1700s, I guess. And ended up being a free black neighborhood. The whole place, the whole island is. And at one time, Petersburg had the largest concentration of free blacks in the country back during the Civil War. That always amazed me because daggone Richmond's only about 20 miles north of here. So. But they even had a house down there that was on the Underground Railroad too. But it wiped that place out. I mean, just devastated. It's a little island in the river there between Petersburg and Colonial Heights. And then we had one here when I was in high school. I was actually down at the high school picking my sister up, and it hit right there down the road from Mom and Daddy. And but it didn't even rain down yonder. I didn't even know it. On the way back home, I couldn't get home because everything was covered by trees, all the entrances. There's 3 ways to get there. That was 4 cell phones. Mom and Dad was scared to death we was in it. But we didn't even have any weather up yonder. So, yeah, I ain't much for a tornado. But luckily I ain't seen any. It would be getting a big raise for y'all. St. Leon, Indiana. Matt Dole. Clayton Holcomb. Or is that Halcomb? How you doing, boss? There was a reason for my dad to drink Falstaff or PBR. Dad and him used to drink Schlitz a lot. Schlitz, Pabst. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, we had a tornado warning this afternoon. No kidding. But it's unsettled, man. The weather is here anyways. And the heat and humidity. That's why we get the daggone thunderstorms in the afternoon so bad, the heat and humidity. It builds up, and daytime's pretty, but the rest of the time, that evening, it's building up for daggone bad weather. Budweiser, man. My brother-in-law he ended up quitting drinking. He said he fed them horses a long time for many years. He's funny. But And they got what was it, Busch Garden right down the road here in Williamsburg. That's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that down the road down there. And they used to have them down there. They used to have a barn full of them in a field around them. And when the kids were little at the mall here in Colonial Heights, I took them up. They had them come up there, and they just walk them around this big pen they'd set up in the parking lot. That's a big doggone horse, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a big horse. Stank, my goodness, that thing smells. Woo! I've heard it smelled big parlors and it weren't smelled that bad. Man, it was bad. But it's a big horse. It's impressive as heck. Impressive animal. Imagine he could pull a heck of a load on that thing, man. There's a guy on here from New York that pulls horses. And it's impressive to watch them suckers. The load they can pull on them things. It's like going to a tractor pull. I like doing that. I ain't done that much. I've been a couple times. But it's unreal what them guys can do with them tractors. But them horses are amazing. He can back them up and everything else. He actually logs with horses up yonder. He's good with them. Man, I ain't lying. But he's been doing it all his life. It's impressive. Government schnapps. Dad used to always have some for golf course. Be out there in the cool, take him a little sip of schnapps while he's out there. Keep it in his bag in the wintertime. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, but we're talking about that alcohol. I got a cousin. Well, I had a cousin down in North Carolina. He actually had a prescription for one beer a day. His doctor told him. I don't know if he actually had a prescription, but his doctor told him it wouldn't hurt him to drink one a day. He was in a wheelchair. I guess he was actually a quadriplegic, but he had limited use of his arms, but he couldn't grab anything like that. And he'd get kidney infections a lot. And the doctor said, hey, man, that would help with that. Help you go to the bathroom and clear it out. So he said that the doctor didn't tell him what size, so he always got the biggest one he could. And he had to drink it through a straw. It was 3 of them that my aunt had taped together and put it in the drink holder at the end of his armrest. He was something. Kentucky Leisure, how you doing? Dan Rottering, how you doing, boss? You getting close. I just read a comment from you, but they keep wanting you to hang in there, but they're getting ready to realize that you got your mind made up. I don't blame you. It'd be tough to get down to the end down there and then change your mind, I think. Because once all the paperwork's done and you've done all your planning and stuff, man, I mean, my mind was pretty much set, them last 3 months like that. I mean, I was looking forward to it. I needed a break. I was tired. I was born lazy and I'm going to stay lazy. 7 months. Okay. Oh, speaking of comments, man, I've read all them comments past 2 or 3 videos. I just ain't got a chance to get around to them. I started YouTube just for a hobby. Just something to have a little fun with a couple days a week, a couple hours here and there. And I just don't get to the comments on a timely basis. Same for the emails. I'm terrible about the emails. But I do get back on you. It might take me a week or so. I'm a dog, Angela. No, Bill, I haven't gotten any fishing yet. Well, very little. Not enough to consider anything. I got some new stuff fish here. I went and last year I caught that fish on that Pocket Fisherman. A lot of y'all weren't here for that one. And people said they'd like to see me catch one, so I'm going to try to catch another one on there. And I got a rig from my chest to put my camera on, so you can actually see see me fishing instead of the camera falling and pointing to the ground and everything else. Because last year I had a little thing to hold the camera with, and I had to stick it up under my arm and try to do like this here. But now I did them out there. So, and then I got a sort of like an Oriental fly rod. I want to try to catch a couple of brim and stuff on down at the. That's one reason I was going to go down that lake today, Kelowna Heights. I'm excited to try that. That's going to be that's nice. So, but yeah, geez, I'd like to get before May's out. I'd like to get down to Smithfield down there and hit the pier. I've been wanting to go down to Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, but it's closed down for the fishing pier area is anyways. But that's nice because you're a couple miles out in the bay there. So I'll get there when they open it up. We'll get to witness you catching the big one. Yeah. My average size is about like somebody said about that earring I showed you on that when I was on the tailgate the other day. It would be good for a good idea for it was a stringer for fish I catch. I said, yeah, it fits the guppies I catch. Well, I opened here last weekend. Oh, okay. Awesome. Been waiting for the pocket fisherman. Yeah. I hadn't done a thing to it. I didn't have a handle on it. It had that little wheel there, but it didn't have the handle. So I took one off my old reels and put that handle on it. But I hadn't even changed the line on it. That's the same line from, I guess, when it got ball originally, back in the 70s, I guess. But it'll handle a little fish. So I caught one last year, probably about like that. I want to catch one as big as the rod. The rod's only about that big. Last year I was a little short. So I haven't enjoyed my time as much as I hoped. Still need, hip surgery. Wow. That hip surgery is going to be a game changer for you if you get that. Dad had a hip surgery, and it really helped him. It eliminates a lot of pain. But that AFib, man, that's bad. Not far from Smithfield. Oh, okay, Bobby. SU, is that Southern? SU, maybe it's Southern. Maybe he put a U in it, didn't mean to. Southern Virginia, Southwest Virginia, maybe. That's probably what it was. We had people at work that lived in Smithfield. I don't know, that's about an hour drive, maybe. I usually just take Route 10, go down from here and hang a left and drive right through the Smithfield plant when I head out towards the pier. Because parking's over here, and they have to go across the street, go over here to the work in the Smithfield ham plant. Suffolk. Okay. Yeah, that ain't far. No, I didn't get my walk in this morning. I had 3 mile walk in this morning. I hadn't got much walking in. And, I joined the daggone gym specifically so I could do it during the bad weather and the cold weather. But this week's been it's been all squirrely. We got some stuff going on here, and I ain't had a chance. Well, I could have forced myself, but it ain't worth it. I'll start over on Monday and go at it then. I try to get in at least 3 days a week of walking. Usually, I like to get 5, and usually I do. But I try to get at least 3 days in. So, but I'm able to do my calisthenics in the morning, and I've been able to do that. But my walk, I hadn't got that in at all this week. Find any money? No, I hadn't found any money out yonder, but I did find some found a couple of pennies at the as we've been doing our running this week. I think I actually found a nickel was the most I found this week. I usually get my money a quarter at a time. Hopefully I'll be 100% by the summer. So. Yeah. Well, that'd be a nice time. The fall, it's cooling off a little bit. You get to enjoy the bonfires and the Thanksgiving and stuff. Be able to go see family and stuff and not be in so much pain. You'd be able to walk pretty good. Enjoy the Christmas lights. So that'd be nice. In summer's a good time to be laid up. You ain't got to be out there in that daggone heat. You got to be careful out there in that heat. You really should start drinking water now. You got to build that up in your system because it's easy to get dehydrated, especially the older we get. I don't know if it's sweating. We don't sweat like we used to, or our bodies don't process it as well as we used to, or what it is. But dehydration is bad for older people. Waiting for Buzz to get some fishing action footage. Yeah, me too. He did a little bit last year. I told him last year I was going to come up and go fishing with him last winter, but I never made it. Because I can't think of what he was catching up yonder. And I ain't never caught one. So I thought I'd go up there and let him show me the ropes. Maybe this year. It's always this year. Next year. How's the 401 doing? Beautiful, boss. I mean, flipping awesome. I made a good call in the beginning of April. I got lucky, Well, I mean, what was I going to do? Just leave the money sit in the bond fund, just sit there. It's like a cash value fund. I saw an open and I took it. It's a gamble. But no, it's really come back big time. Actually, I'm recovering some of the money that from my distribution already. So that'd be great. Do you ever go out to the Outer Banks? Where I see that? No, I haven't been there in a few years. Actually, I was just looking at a Holmes magazine for out yonder. Manio and Kitty Hawk, stuff like that. Man, it's expensive as heck out there. We used to go when the kids were little. And when I was little, we used to go down and go fishing a lot too. It was It was a lot different when I was little than it is now. I mean, that place is crazy now. But I hadn't been in a while. We always go and stay in Kitty Hawk. And while we're there, we'll take the kids putt-putting, or we'll go down to see the Wright brothers. I can't tell you how many times I've walked that hill. You know what always amazes me and Connie about it is how them guys from Ohio found that place and what they had to go through to get there at the time, turn of the last century. Ain't like you could just hop in a car and drive down there, But man, that's amazing. But no, we haven't. I actually was thinking about it. I don't know how long it takes us to get down there. 4 or 5 hours, I reckon. But it's not as commercial as Myrtle Beach is. The wife and kids didn't really care going down there. But I've been out at Cape Hatteras deep sea fishing before too. Me and some guys, when I worked at the string plant, we went out there, caught a bunch of dolphin. I caught a tuna. And we had a good time. Let me see here. I try not to touch anything, because every time I touch something, I either lose volume or cut the whole thing off. But I missed. See what we got. I'm starting to get into these live things. Oh, well, that's good, Larry. I do it once a month, man. I do it just as for a change, and it gives us a chance to gripe and complain at each other without y'all sitting there listening to me gripe and complain. It's just something. Well, I get to know you guys better too, to see where everybody's at and all that stuff. And if y'all have questions, because I don't tend to be the most clear person when I'm talking, you can bring it up, and I try to clear it up. Because I say stuff because I know the background and backstory to things, and I don't realize a lot of people don't understand my background or the backstory to why I do things. And context is important. So. And our schedule this week has me ready for fall again. Yeah, go ahead. Skip the summer. You ever messed with any annuities? No, I haven't. I looked at them. A few years back, a decade or so ago, looked at them for Dad getting warm, and I don't like the idea of tying my money up like that. I give that guy the money and I can't get it back. You know, not that I'm going to need it, but I have a hard time with that. So I think that's the biggest thing that prevented me from getting it. But I mean, it's a great option, man. That'd be great video. You and Buzz. Yeah. He's like 6'4" or something. I'd look like a little kid up next to him. He'd be way the heck up here. He'd be out the camera. Jamie Dimon, Warren Buffett, and Steve. I'm sure they appreciate being put down on my level. Hanging on the corner. Hey, Kiss, man, how you doing, boss? Hey, man, I just want to tell you, I appreciate, man, your comments and your everything that you do, man. I really do. I say it on the replies on your comments, man, but they're words, and it doesn't really come over as grateful as I am. And it's the same for all the comments, man. I try to put thank you or take care down there. That's just to it doesn't say enough, but it's really a big thank you to everybody that comment. Even takes the time to comment or watch or anything. But I really appreciate it, Kiss. As long as the baby wouldn't miss you too much. Yeah. Yeah, I think she'd be glad. I don't know. I give her a lot of heck. It's amazing she put up with me so long. It really is. And she does it by choice. Mom and Dad had to put up with me for 18 years. My husband and I enjoy your videos. We live about 2 hours north of the Speedway. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was decades ago, Cindy. Jeepers. That's before I got married. So it's been, that's pushing 40 years ago. They had lived, I think they had lived in New York. They left there and went to Indianapolis. And then they ended up down in North Carolina. I consider any pension income to act like an annuity, no real control over it. It's just for, it just is for all your years. Yeah. And I got 2 of them. But together, I mean, I think it's going to be, I'll clear about just over $1,000 between the 2 of them. But hey, man, that saves you $400,000, depending on how you figure it. So, and before I retired, I thought, because I was asked if somebody asked me if I'd even thought about retiring if I didn't have a pension. And I said, no, there's no way. But it's so small now, it just pretty much covers my health insurance. It allows me to get a little bit better insurance plan is what it does. And we're essentially living off our distributions from the 401. So I could have went on the ACA, but I didn't think so at the time. But yeah, I mean, it's essentially an annuity. Same thing, it pays you every little bit every month. Did the wife cook tonight? No, she ran out, got something, Mexican. She was going to cook, but I told her to live tonight at 7, so she didn't want to come in the kitchen while I was in here making all that noise, giving me heck. Somebody to call the law on us. But no, she didn't cook tonight. We was going to have breakfast. I wanted a couple fried eggs, some grits, and a piece of sausage to do is what I was wanting. But I had leftovers for lunch. She made little hamburger patties and that thick brown gravy and some mashed potatoes and green beans. That's what I had for lunch. So I really ain't that hungry. I'll probably grab me a sandwich or something if I get hungry later. We like your Cowboy Tuesdays. I retired at 4:25. Maybe you could ring the bell for me. We'll give it a shot. How's that? There's one I missed last month too, man, or this month. I got another legacy. What it was, I had so many, and I had two pieces of paper. I got one of them accordion folders. I stick it in by month. And there was two papers down there now. I never looked at the other one, and it had one name left on it, so I missed that one. So I'll have to have a legacy bell ring. Strongly discouraged me from investing in annuities. Oh, well. Now, I worked with a guy at the chemical plant. His dad said it's the best decision he ever made. I mean, I think it's right for certain people in certain situations. It doesn't hurt to check into it. I looked into about all my options I could figure out. I mean, for health insurance, and something simple like that annuity. It was give me an income, but yeah, I just don't think it's right for me. That's right, Swamp Rat. Hey, buddy. I have an awesome military pension. Lived off for the most part, anyways. No kidding, Angela. I didn't know you was in the military. What branch were you in, Angela? Faithful follower from Minnesota. Let's go, Bud Grant. Air Force. Oh, okay. I think most dads, I think he had a brother that might have been in the Air Force. The rest of them went in the Army. That's about the only person I know that's been in the Air Force. No, that cousin of mine, her dad that lived in Indiana, he was actually in the Air Force. Sure was. Doing good. Thank you so much for making me laugh fun. When are you going to make the cigar box, Cat? That's one of the projects I got on out there. I did a little video here. I guess it was just a week or so ago about me cleaning out the shed where I showed it, and said I had plans for it. It's one of them metal tins out there. I guess I think it's Swamp Rat. He's been pestering me for 2 years to do it, and I said, you know what? I got a bunch of these daggone tins. I said, what the heck? I had a piece of scrap wood out there about like that. I'll throw it in there. I had to order the strings, the tuners. Oh, and I ordered a bridge for it too. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I figured, hey, man, it beats spending a few $100s for a banjo, till I figure it out. This way I can always blame it on the builder. I can't learn because, the guy built it wrong. I ain't talking to the wife, but she's sitting right over yonder in the living room, so she noticed now. Well, that's good, Ray. Y'all don't realize how much enjoyment I get out of that. That's I don't know, man. It's just a fun little video. And that's the reason I started. It's just something a little different, like He's Lives. Just giving me a chance to do a little something different. Knock around a little bit, you know what I mean? But I had no idea. I did it just for kicks that first time, and I had no idea that people would like it or want to have their bell rung for them. It fascinates me. Comes to business, there's no one answer. That's right. That's a good deal, Hall. B. Hall. You said you were not going to do it. It would be great. Best thing is when you start making the parts. Yeah, wow. Man, I've been fighting it for a couple of years. And then I got to thinking, man. I mean, I got most of the parts here. Like I said, I only had to get the strings and the tuners, really. And I mean, I got them off of a place called CB Giddy. I think it was like $5, $10 or something like that. That way, there, if it don't work out, then I ain't out nothing, you know. But that I wanted to get it done by the end of this month, but I ain't even started it yet. I got but that'll give me something to do over the wintertime. I can go out there to that shed and hit that heater on and practice with it, you know. I don't know. We'll give it a shot and see. Wow. Man, you've been through it, ain't you? He got catapulted off the USS Lincoln one time. I've been seeing the drag races. NHRA used to come down to Dinwiddie every year, and me and a buddy of mine used to go on a Friday night. What do they call it? The night of fire or something like that, because they always have a jet engine car down there, and they'd run him a couple times down there at the end of the night and stuff. And that's what they say taking off for them guys is like taking off from a daggone aircraft carrier, being slingshot like that. So, fair enough, Steve. I hope you do make one and do a video on it. Yeah. Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. I'll make it. I'll get to it. Things are starting to slow down here, so I'm gonna have a lot more free time to tackle some of them projects. Yes, I'm gonna do 3-string, but I just because that's the board I got. But I do got a wider board, so if the 3 works out okay, I'm gonna actually do a 5-string. See how it goes. I mean, it's something we'll play with. I don't know. I ain't much for building, Doc. Anything. It takes me 4 times as long as anybody else. But yeah, it probably won't be another month or so before I'm finished with it. I'll work on it here and there, like I do everything else. Might work on it Monday and then not touch again for a week and a half. Son's high school class, they used to tease her about being my future daughter. Turns out she's. You telling your age by saying Bud Grant. Yeah, well, it ain't no secret. Well, I'm a baby. Compared to a lot of you guys out there, man, I'm wet behind the ears. You know, well, I still got, I think it's July, I'll be 59 and a half. So I'm not even 60 yet. So, and that's why them comments mean so much to me too, or the emails I get, because I get to hear from people that are experienced, you know, professional retirees, you know. I'm still a rookie. So, and it gives me something to look forward to, it gives me something to plan for. You know, retirement's not much different than the rest of your life. You know, you're planning and hoping for the future, and you do the same thing. And by listening to them guys that are older than me, it gives me kind of a heads up. So I know how to handle things when I get there. All you need is one wire string for that cigar box smile. Yeah. yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It ought to be an experience building it and trying to fool with it. So, because I'm not musically inclined. Ask the wife. Can't even carry a note. Sure, we're going to crush into the water. Oh, yeah. Has your wife given you any problems since you retired? Very little. Very little. Well, I stay gone. when I do get out, when I take my walks, that's part of taking my walks. I go down to the park. It gets me out the house. And like I say, man, there's no telling what I can get into between here and there or between there and back here. I mean, I could be gone 4 or 5 hours. You know, we got where I live at in Virginia is so full of history. I can I can get lost in a day just exploring that stuff. A lot of it I've seen and been through before. But and then we got a tractor museum right down the road. I've been wanting to get there for 2 years. I just ain't never got a chance to. And he's got a bunch of old tractors in there and a bunch of old cars in there too. So, but no, she's been pretty good to me. I ain't got to lie. Everything's all right with you in retirement, baby? She says, But nah, she's good to me. She don't deserve the trouble I give her. I give her that much. You and Buzz and your projects. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I got to have the same thing done that he's doing. We got to bust that bathtub, but I ain't touching it. I could get it in, but man, that's the only one we got. And it'd be 2027 before I'd finish it. I'm all right as long as everything goes okay. But you know the wall's not square. You know, it's got to be leveled. It's got, I had a snag like that, then I'll go down to the river and go fishing. We had windows put in a few years back. My brother-in-law told me I could do it myself. He said, man, that's easy. You can do that. I said, yeah. I said, it's no problem. I know I can do it. I said, but the problem is if I'm on 4 to 12s and I have to put a bag up there it might be 6 weeks before I get back to it. So to me, something like that, it's worth it to get it paid. Dealing with water and electricity, I do very little of it. I'll put in a new light or something like that, or change the faucets or something little like that. But when you start dealing with anything that'll flood or burn your house down, I prefer to get somebody in that knows what they're doing. I know a guy down there, Langley. That's what him and his wife, that's what they said. And they built their house, so. I'm 46 and older women are retired, 59 and a half. That's a good year. I can't wait till July because then I'm going to shift a lot of stuff over because I got 2 different companies right now. I'm going to combine them all with one just to make paperwork easier. And at 59, that means next year I'm not hamstringed by my 401 plan. We have real strict rules on how you can get your money out of that. Now I can pick what I want, how much I want, and how much taxes I have withheld. Right now, it's all up to them. So, but that's what I'm really looking forward to for next year, because I'm burning at a high rate now, according to them. Because the only way we could get our money, so we didn't get hurt by the early withdrawal penalty, was 10-year payout, which means at the end of 10 years. That account's empty. So they're burning through it. But we don't use it. It goes, at the end of the year, it either goes into some kind of cash account or it goes to a brokerage account, what we don't use out of it. But that account's emptying real quick. It's just shifting from my left pocket to my right, but it's still spooky to see it drop like that. You're just a kid, Steve. Yep, just a baby. Get on down, Steve. Tracking in. Very good, cool. Yeah. We went to one in South Carolina here a few years back. Where was that, baby? That peach farm. McBee Peach Farm. Where's that at? It was in McBee too, isn't it? Max Pride, McLeod's Peach Farms, where it was at. He had some cars in there too. They had I like to go see them old cars. They had one of them old army trucks, had the battery on the running board. So I like to see stuff like that. And then what always gets me is them the Medsels. the hardtop convertibles. I think that was a great idea. But let's see. I can change the shower head. Yeah. we. I can. It might take me 2 tries. None of those house plans go as scheduled. However many hours it's supposed to take. Yeah. That's the way it works for me. Well, I mean, I said in a video when I put that bird feeder station up, that's 2 poles in the ground and a board across the top. It took me like 3 days to do that. So. Fly the American flag on Memorial Day, honor our veterans. That's right, Memorial Day's next weekend, isn't it? Yeah. Memorial Day is actually for the fallen. In Arlington, it's just down there. It's about 2 hours north of here. About an hour and a half, 2 hours north. I had never been up there. I like to go one time, watch that changing of the guard. Let's see. Does your wife have a single sister? No. Well, no. Well, yeah, I guess she is. Trust me, Bowden. No. You just have to trust me on that one. Nope. Sorry to say, I'm the only one on our block who flies Old Glory. We haven't flown one in a couple of years. I had one of them mounted on the porch railing, but they had rotted. And I redid my railings, so I never did put it back up. So, but I've taken mom and them had dad actually took a couple old poles and just jammed them in the ground and stuck another one in that one there, and he'd fly it up top. I took that down here, I don't know, a few weeks ago, folded up. I think I run them into, I think it's a VFW. Let them dispose of them. They have a ceremony. My son was in Cub Scouts, and they went to a ceremony where they dispose of them down there. So I usually drop them off there. Let me see. Actually, Steve, I fixed the flashing on my chimney, changed out the pump in my swamp cooler, and a bunch of other fun things. No kidding. Well, you're mechanically inclined. You're the kind of person I need to have as a neighbor. I've done a lot of junk, but it's like I said, it takes me a lot of time, and I'm never sure, and I don't like to do it for other people because I don't. Usually they're happy with it, but I never am. So I'm hard to please. You're the only one on your block. Have a dog. 26 Monday is Memorial Day, right? Yeah. So, but anyways, that's the way it was for me. What a woman, you single? Yeah, you ever see that? I got one of them here. What the heck is it? Oh, it's a one ad. It's one of them joke one ads. A woman that can cook, clean fish, or whatever. It's a whole list of things wanted. I got a whole stack of them papers. You work swing show, I guess it's probably anywhere. But you get a lot of them old joke papers like that about night before Christmas and stuff. And so I thought about binding them together, making a little book. But picture of a boat at the end. Yeah. Well, that was who else done that? Swamp Rat. Sent a picture of a boat. It was Pam Tillis. She had that song, Betty Got a Bass Boat. That's how she got her husband, Wife got me that CD. Yeah, it was. So, but yeah, I got a whole stack of them, and I get a kick out of them. Kiss, no kidding. Your dad was a jet pilot in the Air Force. Just turned 93. Well, I'll be dog. Man, I got an aunt in Pennsylvania now. I think she'll be 92 this year. She's not already 92. That's the oldest anybody in our family's lived in generations. So, but anyways, man, it's hitting an hour. We've gone over about an hour. I know I was about a minute or two late, but I appreciate everybody showing up. Like I said, I only do one a month, the third Thursday of the month. I did that because the third Thursday of August was a holiday for us. Something happened. They had taken during one of the contracts, they had taken one of our holidays away, so they wanted to give it back to us on another contract. They just picked that day, just an odd day during the year. So I always thought that was stupid. So that's why I picked the third Thursday of the month. That gives me one a month. How's the cost of living out your way? You talking to me, Jerry? I think it's ridiculous, but overall, be honest with you, it ain't bad. You know, I think we do pretty good. If you look at lists states, we're usually right in the middle, somewhere between, you know, early 20s to mid 20s. So as far as crime, cost of living, taxes, housing, stuff like that, we're usually right there in the middle. So, but I mean, it's not bad, to be honest with you. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of places. I see people on here talking about their daggone real estate tax and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, my goodness, I don't even make it. And they got to pay that much. So, I mean, I always feel poor when I got to pay it, but at least I can pay it. There's no way I could pay some of them taxes in some of them other states. Just ain't no way. All the best to you, great people. Thanks, everyone. Enjoyable evening. Thanks for the chat. Tee-hee. Good night, all. Happy bums. That's right. 16 working days. Yeah, that puts you in the next month. Or, the next daggone cowbell. 15 to 31. Yeah. So, I got, there's a local boy going to retire next year, dude. Not here, but down where we got people at. He's gets his bell rung next month too. So great weekend. Well, that's good. Fanata M immediately went to the Philippines. That's something I'll never do. Move out of state. Move to another country. I don't believe. Everybody's got their own thing. I don't think that'd be mine one. My dad was 56D Laredo Air Force Base. Wow. Oh, okay. I see a lot of people on here. That's the first thing they do is move to one of them countries where it's cheaper. You know, and I didn't work all them years and pull them doubles and double jobs and everything else to move outside the country to live. What's out there that I ain't got here, I don't understand. So I'm not going to do it. But people do it. Hey, well, you got to do what you got to do, right? You know. But y'all take care of yourselves, man. I appreciate everybody showing up, and I appreciate all your comments from everybody and your emails and stuff. And it's really it means a lot to me. It really does. But we'll talk with y'all later, man. Y'all take care of yourself. Get you a little bite to eat if you ain't had something to eat yet, and we'll talk at you later. Y'all take care. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Watching the girls go by, I sure do.